Hi everyone. So we are continuing our Disney books tonight, and tonight is Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, a selfish young prince refused to give an old beggar woman shelter in his castle, but the old woman was really an enchantress. As punishment, she turned the prince into a terrifying beast and cast a spell on everyone in the castle. Giving the beast a magic rose, she said, "This will bloom until your 21st year. If you learn to love another before the last petal falls, the spell will be broken. If not, you will remain a beast forever." Meanwhile, in a sleepy village nearby, an inventor named Maurice lived with his beautiful daughter, Belle. Gaston, a strong, handsome young man from the village, had decided that he wanted to marry Belle. Gaston arrived at Belle's house, confident that Belle would agree to marry him. But when he asked her, Belle refused him without a second thought. She knew she could never marry someone as arrogant and selfish as Gaston. One day, Maurice set off for a fair with his latest invention. As night fell, he lost his way and had to seek refuge in the beast's castle. He was welcomed by some enchanted but friendly servants. There was a candelabra named Lumiere, a clock named Cogsworth, a teapot named Miss Potts, and Chip, a teacup. But the beast was furious and threw Maurice into the dungeon. When Maurice's horse returned home alone, Belle set off at once to search for her father. "Oh, papa," she cried when she found Maurice in the freezing dungeon, "we must get you out of here." Sensing danger, Belle turned round. There was the beast, towering over her and growling loudly. "Please let my father go," Belle pleaded. "I'll take his place here." The beast agreed. He dragged Maurice out of the cell and sent him back to the village. The beast showed Belle to her room. "You can go anywhere in the castle," he told her, "except the west wing. That is forbidden." Poor Belle was miserable. She missed her father and her home. The enchanted servants prepared a wonderful meal for her and tried to cheer her up with their singing and dancing. But Belle was still lonely. She wandered through the castle and soon found herself in the west wing. There, among broken furniture and cracked mirrors, she found the magic rose, its petals drooping sadly. Just as Belle reached out to touch the rose, the beast burst in, howling with rage. Terrified, Belle ran out into the snowy night. Belle leaped onto her father's horse and set off blindly into the dark forest. Suddenly she was surrounded by a pack of vicious, hungry wolves. Just as the wolves closed in around her, the beast appeared through the trees. Fighting bravely, he drove the wolves away. But then the beast sank to the ground in pain. The wolves had injured him. She took the beast back to the castle and gently tended his bleeding wounds. He seemed quite different now, and she was no longer frightened of him. At the tavern, Gaston was brooding over Belle when the door burst open and Maurice raced in. "Help!" he cried. "Belle is being held prisoner by a monstrous beast." Everyone burst out laughing. They thought Maurice was mad. But Gaston smiled to himself. He had thought of a way to make Belle marry him. He called a sinister-looking man over to his table and began to tell him what he had in mind. As the days passed, Belle and the beast spent more and more time together. The enchanted servants were delighted. They were certain that Belle would fall in love with their master and break the spell. But time was running out. Each day more petals fell from the magic rose. One evening, after dinner and dancing together, the beast and Belle set out on the terrace in the cool night air. "Are you happy here, Belle?" asked the beast. "Yes," replied Belle. "I just wish I could see my father again." "You can," said the Beast, and he gave Belle a magic mirror. "This will show you whatever you wish." "Oh, thank you!" exclaimed Belle. But as she gazed into it, Belle saw her father lost and trembling with cold as he searched for Belle. Although the Beast loved Belle, he knew he had to let her go to her father. "Take the mirror with you," he said sadly, "so you can remember me." Belle set off from the castle and soon found Maurice. She brought him safely home and put him to bed. The next day Gaston arrived at Belle's house with a crowd of villagers. He said that Maurice would be taken to an asylum unless Belle agreed to marry him. Now, an asylum is where someone goes, or where they would take someone back in the older times when they thought they were crazy. It was meant to be kind of like an institution place to keep them safe and healthy, but oftentimes it was kind of a scary place to be. "My father's not mad," cried Belle. "He must be," said LeFou. "He was raving about a monstrous beast." "The beast is real," cried Belle. "Look." She held up the magic mirror, and the crowd saw the beast for themselves. They refused to listen to what when Belle told them the beast was kind and good. Instead, they marched to the castle and broke down its door. Cogsworth led the enchanted servants in a brave defense, but the beast was too heartbroken to fight. Gaston forced him onto the castle roof. Only when he heard Belle's voice did the beast look up. "You came back," he cried, rushing to embrace Belle. This was the chance Gaston had been waiting for. Drawing his dagger, he stabbed the beast in the back. But as the beast collapsed, Gaston tripped and fell, tumbling from the roof. Belle ran to the wounded beast and knelt down to kiss him. The last petal was just about to fall from the rose. "You can't die," sobbed Belle. "I love you. I wish I had never left you alone." Suddenly a magic mist surrounded the beast, and before Belle's astonished eyes he changed into the handsome young prince he had once been. One by one the enchanted servants became human again. Weeping with joy, they hugged each other as the prince swept Belle into his arms. The prince had found his true love at last, and the spell of the enchantress was broken. As the sun burst through the clouds, they knew they would all live happily ever after. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully I will see you back here soon. Have a good evening.